Hi, I'm Lieutenant Richardson. I'm the Preventive Medicine Officer in the 230th BSB of the 30th ABCT and the North Carolina Army National Guard. And today, I'm going to share with you some tips for going out to the field. Let's talk about heat injuries. This is a common injury that occurs in the field. Your risk for heat injury increases with a lot of different factors. If you haven't been sleeping well, haven't been drinking enough water, haven't been eating enough, if you have previous heat injuries or experience with those, all of these things can affect your risk for heat injury. As well as drinking caffeine, that actually increases your risk for heat injury. So all that you should be aware of, not only for yourself, but for your fellow soldiers. And to help prevent heat injuries, there are a lot of things that you can do. One, make sure you drink enough water. Make sure your buddies are drinking enough water. Make sure you practice the proper work-rest cycle for the heat category that you're in. If it's really hot, make sure you're taking breaks. Make sure you're getting out of the direct sunlight and into the shade, and that your buddy also is doing that. Watch out for each other, help each other out. That's how we all help prevent heat injuries. With deblousing, that's really dependent on the recommendation from your commander. They'll decide when you can take off your top. But if you do that, make sure you put on some sunscreen, right? One heat injury that's very common is sunburn, and that can be debilitating as well. Sometimes it can be really cold and really wet, and it's important to prepare for that kind of weather. That weather can lead to injuries such as trench foot, frostbite, and hypothermia. And to help prevent those injuries from happening, you can bring extra socks. You can make sure you're changing your socks every day. Make sure that you bring and wear layers of clothes. So for example, your waffle underneath, and also the jacket, wet weather gear, bunch of layers. Make sure you bring a hat, bring a warm hat, and gloves. These are little things that can make a huge difference when you're in the field and it's cold and raining. Practice good hygiene. If there is a shower. Make sure that you bring hand sanitizer to the field. You can bring your personal hand sanitizer. Also, if you go to the field, and you can go talk with your supply sergeant and see if there's hand sanitizer around in one of the supply closets that you can bring with you to the field. Sometimes I also go to the supply closet after talking with my supply sergeant and gather additional supplies for the latrines. For example, extra toilet paper for the company, extra soap, bars of soap for the company, extra bags, trash bags for the company. Don't assume that someone's going to bring that stuff. I've gone to the field many times and someone forgot to bring soap or toilet paper, and that's a very unpleasant situation to be in. So be the one that talks with your supply sergeant, be the one that talks with your commander, be the one that goes and helps prepare and make sure that your company is prepared to be in the field with proper hygiene. Let's talk about foot care in the field. There's some important things to remember. One, to use boots that are broken into. 2, to change your socks regularly. 3, to keep your feet as dry as possible. Another thing that you can bring with you into the field is foot powder. And if you get foot powder that's antifungal treatment as well. And use this in the morning and night when you put on your shoes and take them off. In a lot of places where we're in the field, there are a lot of bugs and mosquitoes. and it's important to understand how you can help prevent bug bites and issues with those bugs. Wearing your uniform properly is one way to help prevent getting a lot of bug bites. It's designed to prevent bugs from crawling into and underneath your uniform. For example, tucking in your shirt, tucking your boots into your shoes. You can also tighten your cuffs to help prevent critters from crawling up into your sleeves. Your uniform has been treated with some insecticide, but it wears off over time as you wash your uniform more. So it's important to apply and bring extra bug repellent with you to the field. You want to apply it also on your skin. Be careful not to get it in your eyes. Wearing bug repellent will help prevent important bug bites. Regularly when you're in the field, you should do tick checks. You need to check areas where your clothes have been tied against your body. These are locations where ticks usually find and will bite you and dig their head into your skin. If you find a tick on you, it's important to talk with your medic or your Roll 1 to properly remove it. You don't want to scrape it off because that could leave the head of the tick still in your body, which can lead to sickness. We all know that sleep is important. It affects how well you can do what you're asked to do as a soldier. And sometimes in the field, you can't control when or how long you sleep, but you can do things that impact the quality of your sleep. Light exposure affects the quality of sleep. When you're sleeping, one thing that you can do is bring a sleep mask or put a t-shirt over your eyes to help minimize light exposure and allow you to sleep better. Noise affects the quality of sleep. Something that you can do to improve the quality of your sleep is wear earbuds or earplugs to cancel out the noise while sleeping. Another thing that affects the quality of sleep is caffeine. If you're going to drink caffeine in the morning rather than late at night just before you're trying to go to bed. And then finally, others in the barracks where you might be sleeping can affect the quality of your sleep. A couple of things you can do to help minimize the impact on other sleep is if you're going to set your alarm, you can set it on vibrate and put it under your pillow. You can also be the one that turns off the lights at 10 o'clock so that it encourages everyone to go to bed a little bit earlier and get the sleep that they need. Mental health is also really important. However, sometimes in the military, these things are stigmatized or neglected. Don't make fun about mental illness or joke about suicide. These are serious things that affect people in serious ways. In the brigade, we have some great behavioral health providers. You can always access them. Your Roll 1 medics can help you get connected with our Roll 2 behavioral health providers. Also, it's important to try to be there for each other. Be willing to talk with each other, not just at a superficial level, but dig a little deeper. There are some people who might clearly be struggling with something, and you can provide a listening ear and help them get connected with the people who can help them through that hard time, and you can be the one that can help them through that hard time. Other times, there are people who look like they have everything together, but that's just a front. That's at the superficial level. Be someone that they can trust, and don't be afraid to talk with them and ask them direct questions about how they're doing and dig a little deeper. We all can help support each other in our journey of mental health.